years ago, I was looking through the dispatch and I saw in the Baker's One, it was in their food section, and it was in Coshocton where I went to school. The Apple Butter Stirrin' Festival was going on, and they had a pie contest. I'm like, I'm going to enter this contest, and I'm going to win. So I entered the contest, and I did an open section as well as the apple section. I made a caramel apple pie, and I didn't win. And I was really, really ticked off because a peach pie won, and it was in October, and peaches aren't in season. So, but I kept thinking, oh, it's political. It's because I'm not from there anymore. So, but you know, when you're a young woman entering into an older woman's arena, they kind of look at you funny, like, you really don't bake pies, do ya? So they look at you a little funny sometimes. They don't believe that you really do this. I started baking, I was probably about 11 or 12, and when they say award-winning, I won a sweet treats to eat contest at the Hartford Fair, and I made a Mississippi mud pie. It was because I was in 4-H and I was told I had to do it. So I was in 4-H, and I was more of a sewer. I liked to do that, but my mom wanted me to make this Mississippi mud pie. She thought it would be fun for me to enter, and I won. And it was funny though, because it was a really hot summer and we didn't have air conditioning, and the pie melted. It's of course a brownie. It has the marshmallow stuff, and it melted, and I was really upset because I'm like, I don't want to enter this. It's horrible. And my mom's like, oh, it tastes good. So we entered it, and it won. So, you know, looks, it doesn't, with pie, actual pie contests, looks are everything. I mean, it has to, yeah, because you don't want to have your crust too brown. When you cut into it, it's got to sit up nice. So, yeah, I don't know if it's, you know, every pie is different, so I can't say they're all perfected, but every pie is certainly different. And after I looked at that contest, and then I started thinking, like, you know, I really enjoy doing this. It was more of a therapeutic release. I do it in the evening. Also, too, there was also more of an incentive with the Joe Weasel Pie Game on CD 101. I tried to win concert tickets and that, and also just the gratification. Someone like, oh, this is so good, because you know, when you're sometimes a stay-at-home mom and housewife, not everyone always says, wow, this is great. So. Yeah, it's fun to do, and I think it's kind of relaxing. It's really no stress behind it. It's just bacon pie. How this all started was Liz, when I read about this restaurant opening, I loved the concept, the Ohio grown, just everything being Ohio, and of course me being from Ohio, like the biggest cheerleader. I emailed her and I told her how much I loved the concept and that I won an award for baking, and it was just off the cuff, and then she's like, come bake pies for me. So I started practicing, and then with that, my husband was getting pie all the time. We were eating pie all the time, and I just kept trying to perfect, and here we are. I think that it's a good product, and I'm happy that she has my product here in her restaurant. And my favorite pie, I would say, is a Lady Baltimore pie. When I was a girl working at the eatery in Newark, Ohio, it's a small diner type restaurant that served pie, and it's a cream pie, and it's so rich. It has coconut and cherries and pineapple. And when I went back home actually and stopped in and got a piece of pie, and I don't know I can't describe what it is about this pie, but it kind of has like that cream puff type pastry, and then it has a nice filling, but it's absolutely delectable, and it's definitely not good for the thighs. I enjoy doing the fruit pies by far. I think of the blackberry pie because I think that those turn out really nice. They layer up nicely, and a fruit pie, that's my favorite pie. People will stop me like, I love your strawberry rhubarb pie, and it's wonderful to hear, but when I bring them in, they're gone very, very fast. And then I would say the next would be probably the peach blackberry, and peach raspberry are very popular as well. But all pies, I mean, they all are a lot of fun to make, and I enjoy trying to work out new details on the tops of the crust. It is an art form in a sense. It's a very old American art form. Me personally, I prefer the crumble top. I really enjoy that, but depending on what kind of pie it is. I think with apple, the crumb topping is always really good. Even some berry pies, it's really good. But for strawberry rhubarb, of course, you have to have the double crust. There's some pies you just have to have that extra crust with your pie. I'm a crust girl. Crust is everything, because filling is sugar and a few spices, but crust is everything, because if you don't get that tweaked down, you might as well just chuck it. Crust is everything. everything. In the pie arena, I'm pretty much of a purist. I did find a recipe for, it was a green tea cheesecake. I wanted to incorporate that into a green tea cream pie. I don't know if that would taste very good. I haven't tried it yet, but when I do, you'll be the first to know. I think with any type of tree ripened fruit versus things that are already frozen, it gives it a richer, you're going to get more of a natural sugary flavor, where you don't really have to use so much of the refined sugars, and it bakes up nicer. I don't know, it's sort of like drinking tea in a real china cup. Some people swear they can taste the difference, but I think you can. I think you can taste the difference with the fruit, with the fresh fruit versus the frozen. I'm going to these orchards and picking and doing that and freezing so we can have some into the winter. So now if I had a secret ingredient, I would not let it out. It wouldn't be a secret anymore, but now really I don't. I don't. It's all, like I said, it's very basic. Of course I don't want to give out any of my tips because then someone else might want to say, hey, I want her job. So, but patience, I would say.
That's good.
Ideally, what I would really like to do would be have like a little pie shop where I serve sandwiches. Something kind of on the lines of it's very diner-esque, but not too gourmet-ish. Just it is what it is. I'll be working the counter. If you came in, you could have like a shredded chicken sandwich and a cup of coffee and a slice of pie. It would be very simple. That's my ideal goal in life. So. Go get her, huh?
Well,
think about Hollywood with the new movie with The Waitress, with that coming out, or it's been out already. But I do, and it is a timeless dessert. I think that definitely the movie played a part in some of it coming back, but also too, I think with the new way of eating, as far as more people wanting to eat local, I think we are going back to more of the purist type dining habits, eating habits, I suppose you could say. Because when you think about this, there are absolutely no byproducts in this. I don't use lard. I mean, this vegetable shortening is pretty much the most processed product I would use in this. So I don't know, I think it's a very natural dessert, and it's very old, and it's an old American dessert that you honestly can't go wrong with. It's a great comfort food, that's for sure. I'm living proof. I used to be very high strung. I drank a lot of coffee and was like, blah, 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 blah. Kind of I would say a freak out. But now, I don't know, I think after having a child and being married and then doing this, I think it has made things simpler, and I tend to just be more laid back and go with the flow. So I don't know. I think because I'm also doing something I love to do, and I'm making people happy, and I guess I'm a servant in all ways possible. So, but I enjoy this. I'm very happy with this. So.